Some old pipe right there. Right there, some old pipe. So I remember the bathroom, the toilet, all of that, all drained right back fast right into here. And right out there is their drainage all the way back through there. And then of course, on the shed here, which we're back in here, fully concreted. It had a small tool shed, small thing. You come out here, and right over here, big old barn. Looks like maybe this, I don't know if the slab's still over there. The briars kind of hide some of it. But this is what happens when you're out in the country, especially in Tillamook County, as far as I've seen. But I've also seen now in other areas of countries too, throughout the valley. This kind of happens when you just let nature take over. But you get beautiful oddities like that. Okay, I remember you. I may forget a face, but I remember a tree. This used to sit at the back end of the barn. There's stalls all through here. Now, Vicki Willis, your great grandma, or is it your grandma? Your grandma, excuse me. And your great grandma, though, because of Vivian Willis. Both of them were prized parade people. All that used to be barn. And then we had a shed right next to it. Right there. A big shed that you could park a couple cars in if you wanted to. But we had raised all kinds of other animals in it. And then over on the other side we had another little shed. And at any given time we had all kinds of different animals here. This was a very working farm. And out here, all of this was pasture. And at one time, I believe that's 2.5 acres over there across the way. That 2.5 acres used to belong to your grandfather, Roy Willis. Great grandpa. I don't know. I'm so confused sometimes. It's nice though to see some of the trees and that. I had a huge, like right in here, chicken coop. This was after the house, well, that's for a whole different story that I'm not going to bother about walking around here on the property and saying. But I had a huge chicken, duck, fowl experiment go on here, and I created some really cool different kinds. I used to have some pictures, still do have some pictures actually. And then they put a new mobile home right up in here in this end of the cow pasture, and they put in a storage mobile home right here next to it, and they had a different fence up. It's been replaced. It looks like a better one. The people that Granddad had paid to actually put that in ripped him off. Be careful, kids. And then this cow is out here was, there's a friendly kitty cat. Of course out here most of this ain't changed. This is still briars and that. There was a good road just from the front end of there all the way back to the barn had gone. But then some of this had gotten filled in. And this right here, I will walk over here and tell you one story on this, since we still ain't got some time. But this here tree is got one heck of a history on it. We've pruned it back half a dozen times over the years. Of course, probably some of the property owners afterwards pruned it back too. This used to have a hitching post right up next to it. This thing used to be a little dinky thing, according to what my granddad used to say, Roy. And this is where we would bring the horses out for Daryl Braden. I knew him as Uncle Daryl. And they would hook them up there. He would get them all. He would shoe them and get them ready for the parades. There's where we would bathe them and everything. And this thing produces some of the very prettiest berries in the world. Also some of the most poisonous berries too. Do not eat it. I did. Epicac City. That's just one of the funny stories about this here tree. It will probably stay here forever. Literally, I bet you 2 bets. The only way to literally get rid of it would be probably to dig a great big huge hole and remove every root of it. Because those ones, they did not exist when I was growing up until all of a sudden one day they were growing. And they never got pruned though. And that's the end of the story. Oh, and then the silver maples. They also wanted to grow up through here. But also one other tidbit. Right here, underneath the indomitable tree. Matter of fact, right, I would say right there. Rest in peace, Toby Willis. One of the proudest parade horses, faithful friends, and family members. Till next time, stay in tune and you'll find out more about your past, about what's going on. This is Willis, out.